Welcome back to Steele and Vance and Linda. Looking forward to this next segment in a big way. A good friend of ours, a former radio broadcaster, has found really her true talent, I think, in her second career. Unfortunate subject matter for sure. A tough story.
You know what? Tara McGuire has just written an incredible book about her son, Holden After and Before, love letter for a son lost to overdose. And I got to tell you what, Jody, I know you have not actually been able to read it yourself because there's too many tears. You know, Tara, you knew Holden. I read this and I had to sit quietly for quite a long time afterward because it's deep, it's written beautifully, and it makes you think. And so we want to bring in the author, Tara McGuire. Thank you so much for joining us.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
You know what's so interesting about this book is that it's so many things. It's like a memoir, and it's like a little bit of fiction, and you were imagining conversation with your son. And it was also some investigative journalism where you were going around trying to put some pieces together. And I'm curious to know, was it kind of a search for you as a grieving mom to get some answers and put the pieces of the puzzle together?
Oh, absolutely. I think anytime you lose someone suddenly, there are always so many questions. What happened? Why did it happen? What was my role in this? How could things possibly have been different? And I'm just a naturally curious person. I ask a lot of questions. And so I guess it was just my way of trying to work through some things and writing them down.
Now, for those who think, Tara McGuire, I know that name. We're a local show. You were for how many years?
Just almost 20 years at QMFM in the morning.
Yeah, so that show.
Number one show.
Number one show, QMFM. So many people, much beloved. When you were rather unceremoniously let go from QMFM and went on a journey across the world, you took a bit of a sabbatical. I was following along on your blog posts and being like living vicariously through that. And then you came home, and that's sort of where this story begins. Can you take us on a little bit of a journey there?
Sure. I was Lisa LaFlamme, put it that way. It's a verb now. And so Cam and I and our daughter Lila, she was in grade 6 at the time, we were planning to travel for a full year, but I think we were away for about 10 months. And we didn't travel quickly. We stayed in places for a long time and tried to experience the culture and learn some language, and Lila was homeschooled while we were traveling. Yeah, then it was her idea to come home actually, and we came home, saw Holden once at the house. He came, stayed overnight, and then I think it was a week or so later that he died.
You were a fierce mama bear, according to, you know, the telling of your story and your son's story. You taught him how to drink. You have this much, you know, you don't drink too much.
Maybe not a good idea in retrospect.
And I mean, you were trying to teach him to be responsible and trying to let him know what to expect. How much were you aware of his drug use and how concerned were you about it?
I was aware of it. I think we live in British Columbia. Pot is readily available. Most kids smoke pot or at least try it. Alcohol is a pretty normal thing. I did that a lot as a teenager too. The other stuff I wasn't super aware of. I mean, we were away for the last year. I knew that he used drugs, but I didn't know the extent.
Important to note here that he did not die of a fentanyl poisoning within drugs. Can you give a little bit of, I don't even know how to place this, give a little perspective on how the level of his drug use came to be known to you?
Well, like I said, I didn't really know about it. I found out afterward through the research that you're talking about that he would smoke heroin and also was quite a drinker. And it was the combination of the alcohol and the heroin that stopped his heart. In conversations with the coroner, that's what they explained to us. So the heroin by itself probably wouldn't have done it on that day. But as you know, the supply is extremely poisonous. So I think that it's likely to say if he had continued doing whatever he was doing. I just read a piece today where it's the majority of heroin users are smoking.
Yeah,
not IV.
That.
Yeah, and so we have a lot of misconceptions around drug use and what it is and what's happening with all of these deaths, and it's just an accident. It's a big accident when it happens. Nobody is intending for this to happen.
Yeah, and the tragedy around it, and you did a lot of sort of imagining in your book, what he might have said, what he might have been doing. So just as a thought experiment, imagine that there was no stigma around drug use, and imagine that we had decriminalization and safe supply. Would he be alive today? What would the difference be?
Oh, that's such a difficult question. I I don't know. I would like to think so, but his problems wouldn't have disappeared, you know, and his mental health difficulties, which so many people are struggling with, would not have disappeared. And the lack of support for those mental health problems would still not be present. So I really can't say. I would like to hope that he would be here. Then I wouldn't be here talking with you.
Right, yeah.
But I don't know. Of course, I hope things, you know, I wish things were different, but they're not.
And you champion things in a way, and you come at things. And one of the I think great lessons for me as one of your friends is to talk about Holden, to say his name and talk about his story, read his story. And as Linda mentioned off the top, eventually I'll be able to get deeper into the story. It's emotional because I met him as a baby bump.
Yeah.
And then I held him when he was 2 weeks old, and then I knew him all the way up to his being the first passing of somebody due to an overdose of any kind. And now it's become this explosion in our society today. Where is your voice most pointed in this moment in keeping Holden's memory alive?
And thank you, Jody. And I know you've always been a good friend, and you don't have to read the book. It's okay.
I'm going to read it.
A lot of people haven't read it because they're a bit worried about it. But anyway, there's a lot of really qualified people working in policy, in safe supply, and in all of that stuff. I tend to approach things from an artistic side, and just there are close to 35,000 families that are living the same experience that our family lived. And I think it's important to understand what that process looks like and feels like. So one of the reasons I wrote the book is so that people understand the damage that is being done, the widespread damage, not just to the people we're losing, but to everyone around. You can't even read the book, you know. And so I guess that's the impact I'm trying to have, is if people understand the impact that the opioid crisis is having on a personal level, maybe some more things will happen.
You know, as time is running out, unfortunately, this is a searing portrayal of what it's like to experience grief. What is your advice for anyone grieving the loss of a loved one?
Take your time. There's no timeline. If someone says you should be back to work or you should be anything, just do whatever you need to do, whatever feels right. I still spend days occasionally in bed, and I'm not able to work full time. It's been 7 years, so take your time.
Yeah.
And you're part of the Vancouver Writers Festival with a number of other great authors. I'm so proud of you, as we all are, for telling your story in this book, and I appreciate you coming here today.
Thank you, guys.
It's a beautiful book. It was
Thank
really
you, Linda.
well written. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
That's Tara McGuire,
yes,
author.
wine. Yes, have your wine,
Stay
definitely.
tuned for the next, I'm sure she's got another book in her, right? Yeah, indeed.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Holden.
Coming up next on Steel and Vats, you know you've made it when you're being trolled on Twitter in a big way, and we're going to explain more about that. And how do you like the sounds of a 4-day work week?
I like that.
Yeah, that's coming up next on Steel and Vats.
Let's do that. Can we do that?